Big thanks to Napoleon Grills for sponsoring this episode.
All my friends say this is the best gyros recipe they ever had. Who am I to argue with them? But you can be the judge. Check out this recipe and then you tell me what you think of it. And it starts with pork. Giant, beautiful pieces of pork. In the Netherlands we call this procureur, but it's basically the pork neck. And why do we love pork neck so much for gyros? Because it holds so much flavor. It's a working muscle, and working muscle means flavor. And it's loaded up with fat. Now these come from my own pigs, and you can see that the meat is dark red, almost like beef. That tells you you got high quality pork with loads of flavor, and the intermuscular fat is going to render down and make our gyros. So you already know my secret. Good quality gyros comes with good quality pork. I'm going to slice all of these up into really thin slices. Slicing the gyros fine is very, very important. We want to add flavor to the gyros. This is really a dish to be enjoyed, to celebrate. So I'm slicing my gyros nice and thin into about maybe 5 millimeters thick maximum. So I'm getting good slices, and the strength of the pork will hold it all together, so don't worry about that. And these slices are going to be absolutely perfect for what we're creating. You got to put in the work, slice everything yourself. Don't buy this pre-sliced, because what will happen if you buy this pre-sliced, it will be broken up. The roughness of the process is just, it requires a little bit of love and delicacy. That's why I use a knife like this, a big sharp knife. This one is from Forged, and I'm slicing it up myself. It's out of love for the dish. I want it to be perfect. That means do it yourself. Now it's time to make the PitmasterX gyros rub. It starts with 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of paprika powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a teaspoon of coriander powder, a tablespoon of dried oregano, a tablespoon of dried parsley, half a tablespoon of dried thyme, and half a teaspoon of chili powder, which is optional. Time to add some fresh ingredients. The first one is chives. This is about 50 grams, and I'm going to chop it real fine. I'll be using my Forged Brute chef's knife. Next ingredient, fresh oregano. You cannot not have fresh oregano in a good gyros recipe. This is about 30 grams. I'm going to take that and chop it fine. And as long as the stalks are green, you can incorporate them in the dish. Just chop them as fine as possible. Mix the fresh ingredients up. Now I'm going to layer out all the slices of pork and just flatten them out on a sheet of butcher paper. And this is going to give you the opportunity to season it the best way possible. The other option is to throw it in a big bowl and mix it up. But the coverage will not be even, and therefore, aka not perfect. I'm going to start the seasoning by adding my gyros rub. And this way you can see the benefits of each individual slice being laid out. Now I have my first layer of flavor on the table, and it's time for the second layer of flavor, because really good gyros comes with layers of flavor. It's not a simplistic thing, it's built up in several ways. So now we're getting fresh ingredients on. This is the oregano and the chives. Just sprinkle it out, and you can see that this is taking a whole other turn than your fast food gyros that you might be used to. And with this red onion that I'm grating on top of the gyros, I'm going to bring it to the next level. I'm going to grate the garlic, spread it all out, and I'm going to take the juices of a lemon and sprinkle it out. And all these fresh ingredients are going to be so amazing on this dish. Now, of course, I've written everything down for you in a step-by-step, easy-to-follow process on our website, PitmasterX.com. You can make this gyros at home. It's not that hard, but we are helping you out, making sure you're going to succeed, and it's going to be freaking fantastic. Now let's get this on the skewer. Now, of course, you're going to be needing something like this, and if you have a rotisserie, you're going to be so lucky. Let me get this out of the box, and then we'll put the meat on. I'm going to start by putting an onion on my skewer. And this is the part where you got to be careful not to skewer your hands. In it goes. It's going to be the backstop of this dish. And then I'm going to take the layers of meat and just slice them on. Now comes the beautiful part, and the reason why we didn't need to marinate is because we're slicing each individual piece on the other, and therefore it's going to be seasoned on 2 sides. And the time that we take to prepare this is already going to be the time also that you need it for marinating. So there we go. Let me just load this up. Look at that mountain of goodness. And if you could only smell what this smells like, it is fresh, it is spicy, it has everything that you want in a really delicious dish. Put some pins on the skewer. There we go, and that's how we secure it. And that's what this looks like. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, I still have to center it. Make sure that we end up in the center on the barbecue. So I'm gonna release while pressing. There we go. And now it's done. This is ready for the barbecue. I'll be cooking on my favorite gas grill, the Napoleon Prestige Pro 500. This thing is an absolute beast and can do anything. I challenge you to challenge me. This thing can do anything. You can shoot this into space and it will like be a satellite, whatever you need. All right, let's put the skewer in. There we go. Just set it in and then I'm gonna skewer it. I'm gonna switch it on so it starts rotating. And now all I need to do is turn on the back burners. A little bit of gas, ignition. Now that the back burner is hot, I needed to warm up my gyros. So what I'm going to do is turn this all the way to low setting, and I'm going to switch on the outside burners and also set them to the lowest setting, because that is going to give me some heat inside my barbecue. I'm going to close the lid and I'm going to let this gyros cook a little bit first. It's been about 30 minutes and now it looks like this. Those beautiful bits. Look at them. Super, super crunchy, tasty. That is what I'm looking for. I want it to be delicious, crunchy and juicy. Now it's time for the first cut. I'm gonna slide in the tray and slice off the outside crunchy bits. We got the juices dripping down onto the meat that we sliced off, and now we're building up a beautiful new crust. This at the bottom is going to stay warm while we have the back burner on full throttle, crispening up our gyros. Look at that. This is real gyros.
No.
This is what my friends come for.
No. You can't taste it yet. It's not done.
You want to sample it? Hop. Almost lost my fingers there. Why can't I taste it? What's going on here?
No taste test until the end.
Because you can taste it, I can taste it? Is that it? Oh. This is the way to eat gyros. There's no other way. Forget everything you know about gyros. This is it. This is what makes life good. This is how to celebrate life. When the gyros crisp it up again, I'm gonna slice it off one more time just to get those beautiful, crunchy, delicious, juicy bits off. And now it's time to build up a delicious gyro sandwich. Some lettuce, some tomatoes, some onions. That is what makes a real gyro sandwich. The meat has to be there, it has to be perfect, but the sandwich needs some attention too. And of course some tzatziki. There it is, the perfect gyro sandwich. The one that all my friends come to see me for. If you want to be living the dream, go ahead and make this sandwich. You will not regret it. You can get a rotisserie on any type of barbecue that you have, so that's no excuse. Look at this thing rotating around. Now, of course, you need the recipe, and we've written it down for you, step-by-step approach, so that it's very easy for you to do. It's on our new website, PitmasterX.com. We improved it just for you, so you can have it handheld on your phone while you barbecue. Now, there are no more excuses to not eat the world's best gyros. That's it. No more excuses.